governor's mansion. You're listening to the Crows Corner Podcast.
Yo, yo, yo!
What's up?
It's your man, Adam L.
This is Wahamid.
This is Cuz the Governor.
Justin and Levels, you know what I'm saying?
Justin Levels. We have a very exciting show tonight.
It's like part 2 of the part 1 joint, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like the one we did last week, you know what I'm saying? This is like
our
expanding
guest
on
running
that
a little
topic.
late. Yeah, we're staying on topic. Good Friday, end of the week. Weekend just started.
Yeah.
So good, first day of spring, right?
Is it? Because it feel like winter right now, you know what I'm saying? It
Winter
feel
ain't
like,
gonna leave without a
feel
fight.
like Chirac. It's so windy outside right now.
It was
you know?
hailing earlier, yo, like around 5 something.
Oh, word.
Coming from work.
This is weird, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, you can't really, it's hard to gauge the temperatures right now with the seasons, you know what I'm saying? I think it's really due to a climate change, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's another topic.
But
that may be a good topic for a future episode, climate change.
but that's like in every season though. Like when summer's over, what they, quote unquote, when they say it's over due to date, you still get warm days before,
right.
In autumn, it still feel like a summertime.
So you a pro climate change or you against climate? Do you think climate change is a reality or no?
I can't speak on that because I don't have knowledge on it.
Yeah,
then you go into a bunch of conspiracy theories and the ozone layer. And,
I mean, is it a conspiracy that the ozone is depleting because of pollution? Like, that can be proven scientifically, I think, at this stage. Pollution from the cars, the carbon.
I don't know, yo, because they said
they
say they put a man on the moon. I still haven't seen proof of that.
You ain't gonna believe it till you on the moon yourself, probably, yo. That's
probably so.
Yeah,
It depends on in the 90s. I've been on the moon. Depending on what drugs you talking about.
If that's the case, I've been to Saturn and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother discussion.
Today's topic, we continuing on like what I said, 2.0. Today's topic is a very touchy one.
Yeah.
Well, it depends, It opens a lot of doors, if you will. A lot of boxes, like Pandora's box.
Oh, you talking about Pandora's box.
Rates of divorce, adultery, and infidelity.
Ooh, really? You want to do that on a Friday? You want to do that? You want to do that on
gotta
a Friday?
go there, man, because...
Oh, my goodness. That's like a supercharged
because
topic right now.
you live in a time... Before I send my, before I read my little facts sheet, you live in an era, where things are more open, if you will. You got so many sexualities, heterosexual, homosexual,
sexual orientation.
Yeah, you got a whole bunch of them. They making them up as we go by the day, by the second, by the hour. You live in a social media time. You live in a time where a lot of things are accessible for sexual. It's easy to get to. People lowered their standards.
I think it's always been easy to get to, though. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but people have lowered their standards. Like, there was a time where you could you got to go outside, and if you was a married man, and I'm speaking not on me, but from the stories I hear, if you was a married individual, and you would have to make an excuse, plan, leave your house, ride around, and this is not on a sense of finding some, you got a girl on the side or mistress. I'm just talking about paying for sex.
You talking about paying for
listen, follow me, man. You got to ride around the strip, see who's undercover, who's not. Look and see if you spot it. See if your preacher or your imam don't catch you. And then you get a young lady, $20 for fellatio or whatever.
Ain't that like the oldest profession?
But listen, but I'm telling you how.
Isn't that what they say?
Yeah, but I'm telling you how wide open things are today. It's crazy.
So is it different than
You ain't even got to do all that now. All you got to do is just go online, get an app, find an escort, leave the house, boner. That's it. Or have it a wild night with her. You know, you ain't even got to leave your door no more.
So what you saying, like it's more accessible now?
Yeah, it's out of control. And the standards for women are lower now. Like,
what you mean? How so? How
the standards of them selling themselves.
I mean,
it's lowered because in the 90s, I can vouch for, you used to have a thing called the fly girls, right? The late 80s, early 90s. They picked the biggest hustlers in the neighborhood, and the hustler would treat them to, buy them a Lexus, depending on how the relationship was with that kingpin or that guy that was making a lot of money, put him in a house, buy him a nice car.
Are they still doing that today?
No. Jewelry, fine clothes. They taking their pictures. They had some type of stability, although they was getting it the wrong way, because the one thing a woman always want, I don't care who she is, what way of life or whatever she subscribe to, they want security. That's all a woman wants is security. That's why they run their pimps.
Oh, you saying
because they run, a woman got to have or needs to have that feel of security.
So you saying that women basically engage in sexual activities because they're looking for security?
Yeah, because listen. It's prostitution on all levels, yo. It's all saying that you're gonna pay for the cat regardless. Whether it's your girl, your wife. Let's say you beat a young lady back in the day, right?
It's not.
I want to stray away.
Yeah,
it is. I want to stray. I don't want to stray from the topic because I want to. I want to explain to the audience the standard that women had then and now. So let's say real quick, back in the day, take a young lady out, right? Mm-hmm. You call her up, house phone. Talk for hours till the sun come up. You go to sleep. No, you go to sleep. Both of y'all go to sleep. You feel what I'm saying? Couple weeks later, you take on the first date.
You
right?
showing your age now, yo.
Don't care.
You showing your age now.
I'm comfortable with it. I am comfortable with it.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? So look, get
this.
Get this. Take her to the movies. Popcorn. How much is that? $7, depending on you get the large pop. Let's say food probably run you about $15. Movie tickets all together, you looking at $50, right? Right?
Something like that.
Okay. All right. She may be the type that she probably told you in the conversation she like flowers. Boom! That's another $25. Boom! Teddy bear, that's another $10, right? You kicking out of pocket, son. You kicking out of pocket. Why are you kicking out of pocket? Because you're a nice guy? No. You're kicking out of pocket because you're looking at that dress she got on or how she smelled, and you're trying to tap that cat.
Hold on, man. Time out. I'm going to have to stop you right there. I'm going to have to pause right there. In a lot of ways,
it's prostitution, yo. That's a
hold on, man. I disagree. I don't think that's prostitution. I'm going to say why. I'm going to say, we always had this pro and con versus kind of debate, kind of versus kind of dialogues that we have, right? So I'm gonna say that's not like prostitution at all. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about like gender-based roles. You know what I'm saying? What is the role of a man in a relationship, quote unquote? What is the role of a woman in a relationship, quote unquote? You know what I'm saying? What are the expectations that people have for each other when they are, getting to know one another or in a courtship phase, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
I'm listening.
And so, like, taking a nice, classy woman out, you know what I'm saying, enjoy, you know what I'm saying, a night on the town and picking up the bill, that's kind of what, you know what I'm saying, that's kind of like what a man does, you know what I'm saying, in terms of, like, those gender-based roles that we're talking about, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of those roles stem from, like, tradition, stem from culture, stem from, like, societal norms and things like that. And I don't have no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't consider that to be prostitution, as though you paying for a sexual encounter. You know what I'm saying?
Well, can I read something
Hold
to
on,
you
let me
real
finish.
quick?
Let me time out.
Go.
And the reason why I say that is because when interacting with your significant other or someone who you would like to be significant to, you know what I'm saying? You basically engage in relationship building, in terms of not necessarily physical relationships, but like on a mental, spiritual, intellectual level, you know what I'm saying? And so part of that courtship is what you mentioned, you know what I'm saying, when you're taking that woman out to the movies and things like that. A lot of that is, getting to know a person. Now, I think in terms of standards, they've changed a lot. I think, like with our grandparents and great-grandparents, how they carry themselves, there was a lot of things going on probably behind closed doors, and the family didn't put its business out in the street, if you will. We didn't air our dirty laundry, but there was a level of class and, being dignified, in terms of how they carry themselves, and I think that people, men and women, have both kind of taken a decline in terms of how we view ourselves and how we conduct ourselves when interacting with our significant others and things like that. Our grandparents used to stay together. My grandparents were together until like they died. You know what I'm saying? One died and then the other one passed away shortly after that. But they were together. You know what I'm saying? And I remember a time that that was the norm in the African American community, that the family stuck together, that the men and the women, the husband and the wife, stuck together, you know what I'm saying? And I think we've gotten away from that. And a lot of that has to do with our values and our morals kind of taking a shift, like changing, becoming something different, I've always kind of tried to draw attention to the objectification of women. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a man, I like women, you know what I'm saying? And that's my personal preference, you know what I'm saying?
Mr. Laporte.
But also at the same time, it's like I am aware that society in a lot of ways objectifies women and objectifies even men now to this point. You know what I mean?
You're missing my point. Let me read something to you briefly. Prostitution, a person, in particular, a woman who engaged in sexual activity for payment.
I know what prostitution is.
I need you to follow me. Let me ask you a question. That young lady that you took out back in the day, or any young woman that you wanted to have, when you talk to this woman, when you engage in conversation with them and you want to get to know them, right? Mm-hmm. Are you just there for their mind, or do you eventually want to have intercourse with them?
I mean, the thing about it is, you want to have intercourse with them, but time out. That's not the whole reason why you doing what you're doing.
I never said that. Do you want to have?
That's not the sole reason why I'm taking them out.
I never said that. Are your plans later on down the road to have intercourse? Yes or no?
Maybe. If I'm vibing with them.
Okay, let me ask you this.
If it's real, if it's something stupid.
Let me ask you
in the same way, if it's a situation where, you know what I'm saying, you're dealing with a dummy, for example, that's what,
today's
terminology
term.
For
today's
term, right. Now, would you wife a dummy?
You're missing my point.
No, I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question. You wouldn't wife a dummy. Why? Because she's a dummy. Because there's nothing there intellectually. There's no substance there. So if there's no substance there, no, you're not going to want to, you know what I'm saying, make nothing significant with that person.
I'm glad you said that. So let's flip the roles. Would you continue to date a woman who's playing you? What I mean by that is, you took on multiple dates. Mm-hmm. You got to know her. Mm-hmm. My gas bill, I need help with that. You pay that out. Water bill, blah, blah, blah. My son's school clothes, blah, blah, blah. It's been almost 6 months to a year, and you didn't get that cat. You gonna stay there?
I'm not doing it.
Especially when the